What is up? Welcome to Truth and Transparency Thursday all day. TNT reacts to hidden true crime stalking episode. Come on in.
This is a preview file. For example, use only.
Sitting up or down, it doesn't change the oath, but raise that right hand. Under the penalty of perjury, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I do. All right, go ahead and have a seat.
This is a preview file. For example, use only.
The only credible witness here today.
For example, use only.
And frankly, is the only credible witness here today regarding her level of emotional distress. I find her testimony in the temporary orders hearing credible, and the testimony at the permanent orders hearing credible.
This is a preview file. For example, use only.
What is up? I was going back and looking through a bunch of stuff that I had. If anybody knows about civil stalking injunctions, ex partes, hearings, objections, appeals, dealing with civil stalking injunctions in Denver, Colorado, we'll look no further. Well, I got to be honest. If Law and Crime would have covered my fucking story in my situation back in 2021 and 2022, first of all, I would have been begging for that. Like begging for it. If Law and Crime would have put in a motion to a live stream what 16 plus people on a platform systematically did to try to take me down. So I was blown away when I heard this.
And I've done a lot of lives or a show in my entire life. And this is not a live or a show that I ever wanted to do or ever thought I would have to do. And this has been ongoing for months, what I have been dealing with. This is not drama. Hidden true crime doesn't get involved in drama. We stay very clear from that. And those of you that know us know that. So I hope that nobody calls this drama ever again. In fact, it's so real life what has been going on with my family and with me for months that I decided to go to where I felt would protect me. And that was the courts and legal. And I filed a civil stalking injunction because what was happening to me and my family met Utah's civil stalking injunction code. The stalker was in Utah. And it was very clear to me that that was the step that I should take. And I was granted a temporary civil stalking injunction after I filed my evidence and my...
Let me explain what that means. What that means, okay, is there was an ex parte hearing. An ex parte hearing means when you go to the courts by yourself and you fill out an application and you write in this application why you fear imminent danger. Imminent danger. Imminent danger is why you should be getting an ex parte, an emergency order, and that will stay in place until you have your hearing, where then what you told the judge or the magistrate can then face cross-examination. So, for example, back in 2022, I had a broad, lived in Denver, filed an ex parte, these are the transcripts right here, and literally says in here, the court says, okay, so it is Lana, not Lana. Okay, to prevent talking. Before we went off the record, I thought it was important because stalking has a particular meaning in Colorado, and I wanted you to see the elements of stalking to this broad. And so, hey, can you sit down? Can you look at this? And she comes back and she's saying stuff like, I have a YouTube channel. I'm a creator. And I started about 2 years ago, about 120,000 followers I have right now, this girl says. And I covered the Chris Watts case, which is how we came into contact. Okay, the court says. For somebody not at all up on social media, how I do know what YouTube is, but explain like you're talking to somebody that doesn't understand social media. Yes, okay. Yes, Your Honor. I have a channel that is a public channel on YouTube, Unmasked. It covers true crime cases. How do I get to it? Well, you just have to go to YouTube. It's called Unmasked, and you would just subscribe to my channel. Does it cost money? No. Okay. It's free. I do have members only on a site called Patreon. Okay, blah, blah, blah. She asks, okay. What I'm trying to explain here is I covered the Chris Watts case, she says, from the beginning. During the course of covering that case, a lot of times we actually get to meet with the family members or come in contact or have discussions with the actual family members of these crimes. I did meet some of the family members, and they approached me and started speaking to me online in the Watts family. I didn't know who Lana was. Apparently, she is friends with the Watts. Totally not true. And I was not aware of it. I didn't know until recently when she said it on a video that she had started collecting intel on me a year ago. And, looking into my family members, and she even, oh, sorry. The judge is like, okay, hold on. What? Yeah, she put all of this out on a public video. The court says, okay, how does she have her own YouTube channel? Oh, yeah, she has a channel that is like newer, very like new, like actually like I would say maybe like, I don't know, like 6 months old, maybe. I don't know. It's called Truth and Transparency. And it's like, she only has like 3,000 subs. And that does come into play. The difference of the size of the channels because of what happened and what led up to this. Okay. Court says, okay. Like I said, I wasn't fully aware of her. I had heard little whisperings, so hearsay, that she was kind of like angry with me like a year ago or something like that. The court says, when you say like little whisperings, you don't mean like actual whispering? No. Well, tell me how you heard, the court says. I guess through like the social media grapevine is the best way I can explain it, through different social media platforms. She had made some like posts tagging me or trying to get my attention, and I ignored them because like that happens like a lot when you have like a channel. People like, try to get your attention and they like tag you, and you are always notified that. So I just can't ignore her. The court says, okay, see, all of this is why I'm not on social media. The court says, okay, and judges aren't supposed to be. Okay, continue. Okay. So she was trying to get my attention apparently last December of 2020. And I'm like so busy and kind of like ADD person anyway. I didn't notice, and I just totally ignored it. I mean, I noticed it, but like I just ignored it. It wasn't that big of a deal to me because it just happened all the time. And like that was pretty much it. And then as it came to be like last spring, she started sending messages towards my ex-employee, which has become an issue where I'll get to that. But like my ex-employee kept pushing me to like talk to her, and I wouldn't because like Lana has made videos mocking people. That is nothing that I want a part of. That is public information, by the way. Those videos are like out there. And we are victims advocates, like, which is why I wanted nothing to do with her. The court says, are you on good terms with this ex-employee? This is an ex parte. No, I am not. And that is where she is getting most of this information. Okay, well, let me just stop you right there. Okay. There is nothing about these protection orders that prevents information gathering. Period. Oh, yes. Okay. Yes, Your Honor. And I do understand that, and I respect that. It's the problem of the escalation and the things that she has said publicly on videos towards me and coming to Denver. February of last year, she and a couple other people that are advocates for the Watts, they do not believe Chris Watts is guilty. They came to Denver to film some kind of movie. She publicly acknowledged, and I have other witnesses saying that this is true, that they had my address at the time and they discussed coming to my home to confront me. What? Luckily for me, I had no idea this was going on. They didn't, because like they decided they didn't have time to get their video done and come to my house and confront me. That is documented on video and in a message that I have. The court says, how do you believe that this is illegal? Answer, I don't believe that this is illegal. What the fuck you here for? Ho? The problem is that maybe you'll see it in this USB I have right here. This fabrication of evidence I have here that I just put together and mashed up. I'm not qualified to diagnose anyone, Your Honor, but like the behavior online is not, in my opinion, she doesn't come across as mentally stable. Like she does not come across as being like, it's like she's on substances. Having lives for like 10 hours straight and saying that she has been up for 2 days straight. And what I've been told, and just like the demeanor, you can see herself. And like that is just the reputation throughout the community. People are afraid of her. She is seen as a predatory type person. What, bitch? She has had multiple patterns of harassment on other creators. She's sent things to like their home just to intimidate them, to like let them know like she knows where they live. And it's like a pattern of behavior. The court says, okay, well, but harassment isn't on here, like what you wrote in your application. Okay, so let me have you tell me this. Under the stalking statute 18-3-602, we have subsections 1 and then A, B, and C. What do you think applies to you and why? The ones I had down were B, makes credible threat to another person in connection with the threat, repeatedly makes any form of communication with that person. Okay, tell me how. Okay. She has said she is coming to Denver again, that she is going to destroy my life and business. She said she is going to bury me, which, yes, I realize is subject to interpretation. She could easily come here and say, oh, I meant like with work. And listen, she isn't stupid, Your Honor. Okay. Ho, I'm going to bury you. I'm going to bury your lies, Vanessa, right? I'm going to bury you. I'm going to let all of your subscribers know that you have been literally lying to them for years. You do not have inside sources. You've made up all of this shit, and I'm going to out it. That is, I'm going to bury your channel. Exactly how I said it. I'm going to bury your channel with the truth. And I didn't say it to you. I said it to Chris Watts' sister, who wanted to put a cease and desist or whatever the fuck they want to do. Okay, says the judge, the magistrate. Okay, let's look at what a credible threat means. It means a threat, physical action, or repeated conduct that would cause a reasonable person to believe that they're in fear for the person's safety or the safety of his or her immediate family, or somebody whom the person has had a continuing relationship. So you're saying burying you would be the threat? Answer. Oh, yes, Your Honor, burying me, yes. And just the sheer amount of videos, I'm talking over 60 hours recently of her raging, and it's escalating. Every day it's escalating. She even spent her Christmas day going on hours of lives about how much she despises me because of opinion on Chris Watts. Oh my God. I just forgot how foolish this was. I wanted no association with that. I blocked her on December 21st to try to distance myself. That way, and that is when everything exploded. The day that I blocked her, oh my God, she just became, I mean, she's coming to Denver and it's just every day. The court says, let me go ahead and see that USB that you got there. Oh, yeah, yes, of course, Your Honor. Here you go. Okay, normally the court says I save these for the actual hearing, but let's just take a look. Where you fabricated a 10-minute video. All right, I think that's the end. Yes, Your Honor. There is just one more fact that is probably important that I should mention for the record. All right. It's extremely important, Your Honor. During my coverage of the Chris Watts case, we came across, that is what she's referencing at the end of the video. I guess you would say like evidence, like that something that was the FBI wanted from us, and we did provide it. And I did give a statement to the FBI. And then I was contacted by the DEA about the evidence we received, and I gave a statement to the DEA. I could mark it by the month that it happened is when she became fixated on me. And she is close friends with Jamie Watts. I do believe this is retaliation over that, because I said that Jamie Watts gave Chris oxy to kill the kids. So this is how you tell on yourself. You try to get in front of the big explosion that's about to happen, right? I do believe this is retaliation over that, which is what she's referring to in that last clip there. Just to give you some context, when she says accusing Jamie of, I have given all of the information, and my ex-employee told her that we went to the FBI. So that was supposed to be confidential, and it's not now. I have tried to contact the agent recently that I talked to, because this fear that I had for coming forward in the first place, and I haven't heard back from him, but I 100% believe half of those videos, Your Honor. I don't know what she's talking about. The court says, well, that is just it, ma'am. I wasn't either. Could you address subsection C of that statute? Yes. As far as, I think I'm looking at this right. That's the other thing. There is so much. She repeatedly, that is, I know, is working intelligently. She is so smart. You don't understand. Lana is so smart. I know she is working intelligently through just putting my husband's picture in there. She put my husband's picture. It was a warning to me a year ago. It lines up with everything that I went to the FBI about. And I know that this is what she continues to talk about every day. And I guess she's upset, and I didn't notice it the first time. What effect has this had on you, says the courts. Oh my God. Sorry, Your Honor. What effect has this had on me? Oh, well, I haven't been able to put out content. I haven't been able to go to work. You know, just the sheer her hearing her voice. I'm so sorry. Give me a minute, Your Honor. Okay, I do. The court says, I do. I find by the preponderance of the evidence that seems to apply here, I do find, based on the testimony that you've provided, as well as the examples of this YouTube channel, that she is repeatedly placing you under surveillance and making a form of communication. This is a form of communication. All of this on YouTube. She is talking directly to you and wanting you to hear this, and that is a form of communication. And I do find that based on the communication, it would cause a reasonable person to suffer serious emotional distress, and she has caused you some serious emotional distress. So I think that is probably the most applicable section here, based on the testimony that you have provided this far. What? What testimony? Your Honor. Oh, thank you so much. Yes, exactly. Oh. Now, these are under the penalty of perjury. Whatever you say here is under the penalty of perjury. So when the judge says, how do you know her? I don't know her. She's a complete stranger. That's right. Then she says, well, what's her address? Where can I find to serve Miss Lana here? Oh, she gives the address this broad. gives the address of a victim's mother. She's a victim too then. Her address to try to get her evicted from where she was living, because it's government housing and you can't have people like living with you and collecting the government paying for you to live. I mean, it's just a mess. But she put down Sheldon Jeter Jr.'s mother as my address and then tried to use that to get Sheldon Jeter Jr.'s mother evicted. Now, so this person is Vanessa Walsh, who used to run the channel Unmasked, which bring in, here is Lauren Mathis, who comes out the gate and says, I'm going to go get an ex parte and tell the judge whatever I want in this ex parte. And then after you get an ex parte, then guess what you have to go and do? You actually have to go to court, and then you have a hearing where whatever you said to get this is actually up to be cross-examined, to even see if it should have existed in the first place. Okay? So,
exhibits before the judge.
When she said that she provided exhibits, like Vanessa did here, and whatever statement she gave under oath, okay, it's under the penalty of perjury.
To take. And I was granted a temporary civil stalking injunction after I filed my evidence and my exhibits before the judge. That was served, and my stalker was served a temporary civil stalking injunction. Thank God.
Okay. I was served this as well. And it was strategically planned to try to get me so that I could not go to a crime con back in the day. So I couldn't cover the Idaho 4 case out in Idaho. Okay. And I'm like, this motherfucker. These were all lies. And there's one big kicker here.
And the next step to that, after filing a civil stalking injunction, is to hope to make it permanent.
It's exactly what happens. Or you can just go for like a 1 year.
And that was going to be on Thursday.
That's not true. That is not true. Listen, that's not true. This is what happened. The first part of their hearing already took place 2 weeks ago. Okay? Just like in mine. Okay? Just like in mine. I was not properly served. You guys can go back and check and see how I was served. I was not properly served. Colorado had no personal jurisdiction over me. Nothing. But I was damned if I was going to let this person say this shit. So like an idiot, I went out to Colorado to fight it when I should have just never fucking went. Okay? So what happened in this case is a couple weeks ago was actually the first hearing date and was supposed to be the only hearing date. The person that Lauren went out and put this out against was there with an attorney and with 2 witnesses who lived out of state. These people had all filled out declarations. Lauren had people filling out declarations. Okay. And when I started watching this, I literally last night had 2001, 2002, 2003 serious like PTSD. I was like, what the fuck? First of all, there was a hearing 2 weeks ago. And 2 people testified for the defendant, for the respondent. Okay. Mathis's attorney was not prepared. He wanted to have an all-day trial. Okay. That is when they let the judge is letting the 2 people testify that were out of they had a proffer, and then they just gave a basic, declaration plus like, how do you know these people? Have you ever seen this person threaten this person? That type of stuff. No, and all those answers are no, 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 no. Obviously, no one's been threatened here. And so to hear when I heard this about that she was supposed to have a hearing today, I'm like, no, that was actually the second day. And why didn't they have it? I went out and sued the shit out of Vanessa Walsh. I put a whole RICO, a civil RICO together myself against all of these people that faked a sexual predator scandal against me and had 16 fake victims come forward and say that I that they were victims of my predatory behavior. Fake victims. And they had like a live call-in show and had these people parading that were these like they were behind avatars. They were also just behind regular, creators' names. And I'm just like, what the fuck? That's criminal. You're talking about sexual shit? Have y'all lost your minds? And so I'm over here hearing somebody talk about when I'm listening to this. Because why is all this going on? Over wait, what? Over nothing. Over absolutely nothing. Because people don't want to be friends anymore, because people don't want to do business anymore, because of what?
And then do you know what happened?
What happened?
Somehow, someone decided to let Law and Crime know about my civil stalking injunction.
And whoever did that, hell yeah. I begged, literally begged, would beg for Law and Crime to cover what the fuck happened to me. These people reported me to the FBI for child exploitation. These people came for my livelihood, my nonprofit, and most importantly, my child. You fucking pieces of shit. And this broad has the opportunity to have Law and Crime actually want to live stream this to show to the world what has happened to her. And she said, and she bails? What is wrong with you? We'll get into that. What's wrong with you? Why would you bail? Why would you withdraw just because Law and Crime wants to? Oh, I'll tell you why. Because we can't have all eyes on perjury. Law and Crime clearly had an interest in this. And what it looks like to me is exactly what Vanessa Walsh did to me. Somebody is trying to get in front of something. And this is pathetic.
Law and Crime decided that they deserved to have cameras in the courtroom while I am explaining what my family has been going through for months. The Law and Crime, I don't know, is it a slow true crime month? They thought that my family's pain should be live streamed on their trial channel.
Wow, if that is that is some gaslighting right there. Wait, what? What? Dude, Law and Crime is now catching all of this heat because of this opening. I can't stay silent anymore. I'm being stalked and bullied and fear for my safety. Wow. Okay. Well, so wait, you withdrew and you didn't have this hearing that you already went and filed and did all this shit for? You withdrew because Law and Crime was going to be there. Well, why didn't your awesome attorney put in a motion to combat that? Why didn't he object to it? You can file an objection, just like we do in every other trial when media wants access. Okay, well, why aren't you objecting to it? Did you object to it and did you lose? Why would this be public interest? Because you're a public limited figure, that's why. And because the other people are public limited figures. And because what's going on here is a bunch of fucking lies and they need to be exposed.
I'm a limited public figure. I'm just a mom who has a YouTube channel. And yes, I've become a limited public figure. I'm not Johnny Depp. I'm not Amber Heard. I'm not Gwyneth Paltrow. I am a mother trying to protect my family and my little boy.
I didn't hear one thing last night about how this affected a child. In fact, let me show you something. Well, I'll show it here in a minute.
And I am a journalist who has never, ever in my life heard of anyone streaming a civil stalking injunction. Ever. It is not something you do.
So let's think about that. Why would they? Why would they? What?
Louise. I don't know. I think you can. So yeah, I speak the truth. And when I see it, I say it. And when I think someone's a bully, I say they're a bully.
Yeah,
But I guess that means the bully comes and bullies you. What they learn.
exactly. Say whatever you want. I don't understand this. I say whatever the fuck I want. I tell people all the time, there's a couple things you never want to do. You don't want to get in group chats. You don't want to be in Facebook groups. You don't want to be in the Facebook DMs with people. And if you don't know people, you don't know people. Why are you fucking hanging out with them and telling them all this fucking shit about your life? You don't owe anybody dick. Okay? As a professional, you owe your professionalism and whatever it is that you're producing. But personally, you don't owe anything to anybody. I have no idea what.
That you think they're a bully.
This is freedom of speech. Everything she's saying here.
And that people, I just learned that people like public shaming. I don't know. I just worry about this world. That is cruel. Yeah. And I am human. I am human.
So she plays this video.
Why I didn't care for her complex person, and that she's very, I don't want anyone to go and bully her if you know her alone, but people think her fit. That I thought she was a bully and that she was insensitive to victims. It was my personal opinion that I'm allowed to have. And then Janice and I officially met in person.
Okay.
She's sharing.
So this is so similar to Vanessa Walsh having an issue with me and how I would be however I would behave. Okay. Because I believe in innocent until proven guilty. That makes me insensitive to the victims. Okay. That's your opinion. Is it right? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because we're about to make another victim if they're actually innocent. So why can't I represent my information that's factual in a way that does not, burn somebody down to the ground before they have their day in court? So here, when I saw this stuff,
a video titled "Let's Talk About Kay Woodcock," and Kay, this
I'm like, what does this have anything to do with anything? There was a girl that was on the stand being asked, have you seen a video made of my client? And is it positive or negative? What? That person made a video, right? You know they made a video? That defendant right there? This is what they're being asked in this 2 weeks ago. This person's like, yeah, I saw the video. Well, is it positive or negative? I don't understand your question. What do you mean, is it positive or negative of your client? What kind of question is that? Who cares if it's the most negative thing they've ever heard in their fucking life? Then they ask the broad, well, did you comment under it? Who cares? How are we here for a civil stalking injunction based on a TikTok with 163 people that follow this fucking TikTok? 163 people? You're a 320,000 person platform. How do you even know what 163 person TikTok is even doing and saying? Who is sending you that shit? Because you got somebody close to you that's sending that stuff to you, Lauren, on purpose to make your blood boil. They are trolling you from the inside. Then
video, who was complicit, victim in this case. Then again, you pay for.
then this.
So those are just a couple of a dear friend of mine and another victim who lost his entire family. Again, you saw the other one where she's making fun of a dear friend of mine and another victim who lost his entire family.
Christmas ideas for Janice: a mug with her family members' mugshots. Dude, what the fuck? I'm sorry, but that's somebody's satire humor. Okay, look at what Loophole Lawyer is doing right now. He's just shredding everybody. Okay, all right. Do you think that Loophole Lawyer is he a bully? But this, okay, so this is Lauren saying, I'm not going to be associating with somebody that does stuff like this. Okay, great. Awesome. Don't talk to the broad. Awesome. How would any of this lead to a civil stalking injunction?
Okay, so that's good. So those are just a couple examples of why. Here we go. Words written on your public account with a request you don't publicly defame me, and sharing that it hurts me in no way rewrites history or disregards what I have apologized for and owned. And I have owned it here today, tonight, too. I want to point out I called her annoying. I hope one day.
I called her annoying. And didn't want to talk to her anymore. I told my producer, who by the way, I have personal knowledge because I was in Delphi. We were all sitting in line together. Like, I've been around all these broads, okay, with minus the two. Lauren, dude, me and Lauren see different things. Hey, you think this way, I think that way. But I would never say that I thought Lauren was lazy. I would never say that I thought Lauren was, she's a go-getter. She's going all over. Okay. I don't know her from Adam. I don't know anything about her. Therefore I have nothing to say about her. Right now, if I found out that Lauren was talking shit about me, I would fucking just walk up to the broad and be like, yo, I don't know you. Do I? Do you know me? Okay. So why is your fucking mouth spitting my name? Okay. Zip it up. Clean up your act. Peace. I'm going to go have a margarita. Peace out. The fuck? I wouldn't care if Lauren's saying that my fucking channel, look at Lana, look at her, she can say whatever the fuck she wants about me, about my work. But if you don't know me, you really can't say anything about me. You can say, oh, this is what I heard. And I was like, yeah, it's kind of damaging to your reputation, isn't it? When people make shit up, isn't it? Like all them fucking broads made up. But people always ask me, Lana, why don't you have 100,000 people subscribing to the channel here? Oh, do you have any idea how many scandals that I've went through with fucking jealous, crazy, stay-at-home housewife, nothing to do with their time, board-bound bitches? Oh my God, Lana why isn't she modding me? Oh my God, Lana, get back to me. It's like an hour. Oh my God. Is Lana mad at me? Fuck, what are you talking about, man? I'm busy. Bye. No, we can't just. Nope. These type of fucking crazy broads, they just go and create cults or whatever. Like, hey, let's all start making channels and make videos about Lana. Fuck, she's over here talking about 20 TikToks. Lauren, I've had thousands of videos made about me, and they were inciting hate, telling people to come for me, telling people to go contact the FBI, the DEA, you name it. All these 3-letter agencies, my local law enforcement. Contact my ex. So what have you been through exactly? What's going on here? This is fucking bullshit. And you know what it is? It's a slap in people like my face to think that you're going to come out here and fucking cry me a motherfucking river. Get out of here. Nothing has happened to you. What it seems like you're doing, though, is trying to get in front of something. That's what it seems like to me, because it's exactly what Vanessa Walsh did. She got in front of her little lies about oxycodone, whatever the fuck she did. And then the fucking bitch went and told the police, and I have all 15 fucking pages here, that I tried to poison her goddamn dog with oxycodone. I don't live in Denver, you dumb hoe. What'd I do? Fucking teleport there? No, I just sent some people there. To do what? To poison dogs in the backyard in a gated area with oxy? Bitch, you think I've ever touched oxy? I don't need to touch oxy. Vanessa, you fucking cake bitch. I can say this all that I want. Fuck you, Vanessa. Fuck you. How's your channel doing now? That's what I thought. I buried it, didn't I? I buried your lying fucking channel, didn't I? 2,000 subscriber channel. Buried your ass with the truth. I put out receipt after receipt after receipt showing everybody who the fuck you were. And that's exactly what the fuck I believe is about to happen to Lauren. And I'm coming out here and I'm letting everybody know that is what's happening. And somebody tried to get in front of it. But the truth chain, there's no, this is my truth. Fuck my truths. There is no such thing as my truth. There is the truth, period. And I stand by law and crime. I stand by Lindsay. I've been in Lindsay's presence. I enjoyed her company. I enjoyed her professionalism. I enjoyed the work that she's done on the Drop Dead Serious podcast. We can disagree all day on what we think in a case. And I could still be best friends with you, man.
That you'll be able to also do the same when you hurt people and make mistakes. We agree to be done engaging. I think that last paragraph was a mistake for me. And who she's referred to as Grayson has read all of my texts. But
because I kept repeating, you're in fight, flight, or freeze, probably not the best time to talk. But she said, no, we have to talk now. My assistant is, quote, always with me. I'm never alone, unquote. Girl, no. I honestly think she just didn't want her assistant finding out what she'd done.
yeah, and by the way, I still don't even know what I've done. She didn't want her assistant to know what she's done. And by the way, you heard me already tell you.
When I saw
After
this, and I like Grayson, why are you thinking that you're going to get murdered? What is going on?
Where are they? They're literally across the street from us, waiting on us to leave this restaurant. 3 of them left.
This is dramatic.
The only ones left are Lori, Denise, and Lindsay, which means the 3 of them are waiting to confront us.
So the 3 that have always confronted us.
They're all waiting. But like, what's next? Do they physically assault me? Because I don't respond to them?
Why are they recording each other?
So
I'm literally at dinner, enjoying a dinner, and they're coming up to me and making me feel unsafe when I'm not doing anything. And I'm telling them to leave me alone.
I like
I'm not even like
I don't know what's going
doing
on.
anything. It'd be one thing if I was going up to them. But guess what? I stay like all they do, everyone probably is film me.
No, I know. They film you. We just do our work. We just do our
So
work.
what? Because we didn't answer the filming, now they confront us. What's next? This is when people get murdered. We're in this. You see this.
Wow. People need to literally stop. Like, stop. Full stop. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy to even be saying that. There's nothing like this going on. Wow, I can't believe it. And then I want to give a shout out because I don't know who this woman is, but I really like her. And I think she's a lawyer.
And so when I get to CrimeCon, I'm told
Lori, tell us.
the next thing that happens is that one of the former friends starts making some TikTok videos. And on those TikTok videos, she's talking about the former friend, the former friendship, and she does at one point use the creator's voice, posts a snippet. And so when I get to CrimeCon, I'm told that this creator has now filed a stalking order against one of.
And it happened right before CrimeCon, which made it so the other girl couldn't go in to CrimeCon. Wait, what? When I heard that, I was like, oh my God. And it's happening in Denver. I was like, this is total 2022 vibes. I mean, I don't even have words. I can't even believe this. You are weaponizing a statute, and this is inexcusable. Inexcusable. And the judge even said it 2 weeks ago. If that would have actually occurred, that they would have talked before CrimeCon, both of them would have been able to be at CrimeCon. Whoever this lady is, I like her, this lawyer. So if she's looking for a channel to come talk about some legal ass stuff, I would love to shoot the shit with this woman. I think she's got a really good head on her shoulders, and I was listening to part of it, and something about like she no longer was on Lauren's channel, and I'm like, why? Like, why wouldn't you have this brought on here? I mean, like, come on.
The women in her former friend group. And on Friday morning, when everybody is just launching into, or I guess it started at noon, I think, on Friday, this group is met by local police who tell this person that
You can stop
she can't go to CrimeCon because there's a stalking order and Lauren is attending. Sorry, the creator is attending. So she gets 86th out of CrimeCon, even though she bought a ticket just like everybody else and just like the creator did. Now, this creator does not have a booth, is not presenting, is not a speaker, is in no way associated with CrimeCon. She's just there as an attendee the same way as everybody else. But she manages to get a stalking order. And the stalking order not only keeps...
Oh my God. I can't believe that she highlighted that. That pisses me off. She has 8,000 subs. Is she trying to get clicks? Are you fucking kidding me? Why would you even highlight that shit? Listen to what she's saying. Everybody in that chat, absolutely off their fucking rocker, man. Those people, like, cult mentality motherfuckers. Think for yourselves. Listen to the fucking broadcast.
Else. But she manages to get a stalking order. And the stalking order not only keeps her former friend, but anybody who associates with her former friend. So for the rest of CrimeCon, the local police are patrolling CrimeCon to make sure that the creator isn't stalked.
That's exactly what Vanessa Walsh was trying to do. Unfucking believable. With Idaho shit. With the preliminary hearing. Ho doesn't even cover the fucking case. I'm going to go there so Lana can't. Bitch, watch me. Because like you said, Vanessa, I'm the smartest motherfucker you've ever met. But she's just so intelligent and she knows how to do. Girl, keep going to put that makeup on.
And everybody else in the place is looking over their shoulder thinking, oh my gosh, are the police going to think that that I have to be thrown out because I was friendly to this this other person? So on Saturday night, we're all sitting around in the bar and the police come up and say to this person, you have to leave the bar because the creator's associate, not the creator, her minion, walked through the bar.
Unbelievable.
And you can't be in the same room with her.
Unbelievable.
So
No.
she got not the creator, not the minion.
None of this should be going on. Absolutely none of this.
But the former friend had to leave. And this is it's just getting out of hand.
It is.
Now she's using the police to harass other people.
Yeah, you're using it as a sword, not a shield. And it's fucking bullshit.
And she's using the legal system in a way it was never intended.
Exactly.
To harass people. She's using the fact that her brother is a lawyer and having him do a bunch of work for her. And the bottom line is, it's just wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't talked to Lori Hellis in years. She hasn't reached out to me. I don't know what she's been told. I don't know why she did that. I'm already afraid for my safety. Very, very afraid. What? She hasn't been dealing with what I've been dealing with last month.
Dude, Lauren, people were sending stuff in the mail to me that exploded when I opened it. Are you getting calls to the FBI? Are you getting death threats? What's up, girl? Tell me about it. How are you? Like, literally, these people thought it was great to send, like, what was it? Like exploding dicks or some shit like that. That's how, like, trash these people are. Contacting to try to, so that I can't I lose my custody. Faking and splicing up videos making it seem like I'm spreading porn around, and then I'm voyeurism, and reporting it to my local police department and pressing so hard to open up a case against me to try to blemish my immaculate record. What's happened to you? What's happened to you? I'm so confused.
And now she has gone publicly on Facebook to announce that I have a stalking injunction at CrimeCon and that I'm wrong and that I'm harassing somebody. Like, I can't win. Like, I can't.
It's her opinion. Her opinion of what you've done is she's entitled to. Like, you cover true crime. You should know like a little bit of what you're covering and what I mean, come on. Do you not understand that you're not allowed to have an opinion of that? She has an opinion of your behavior. She's allowed to. She doesn't have to call you and talk to you about anything.
I am trying to solve this the right way.
Solve what?
I'm trying to do the right thing. And no one will let me.
That's not true. That's not true at all. Before the hearing 2 weeks ago, the two lawyers stepped outside because the judge said, hey, do you guys want a minute to see that you guys can like clear this up? And you guys couldn't stipulate to anything. Right there is a lie. And I'm telling you how, like, the proof that I have on that lie is that the two lawyers, the lawyer of her lawyer, and they both have hilarious names, by the way. And the lawyer of the other girl. And by the way, I believe that the other girl's lawyer is far 10 times better of an attorney, of a litigator. Oh my God. He was just handing her lawyer just the fucking business. So they go back and to talk. And if you're trying to handle something, then you guys would be stipulating and figuring out how this could be resolved. Just don't talk to each other. But what Lauren wants, you can't make videos about me. You can't talk about me. No, bitch, that's my First Amendment right. So you are trying to infringe on my First Amendment right, and who is ever going to stipulate to that? Okay? Especially now. How many people have seen that video? I think it's upwards over, I mean, it's pushing 200,000. I think these people will probably have something to say. But what it seems like to me is that this is a narrative, 9-hour narrative. But what tells me everything, that you tell everybody everything, is that Law and Crime was willing to cover this. And if what Lauren is saying is all true, why wouldn't you want to put it out there and make a statement and say, nobody fucks with me. Don't fuck with Cats. Don't fuck with Lauren Mathis. Okay? This is what happens. Right? Well, God. I mean, that's what I would have done. Especially if I have the truth on my side, right? If I'm spitting nothing but facts and I went to the court and I didn't lie to get my ex parte, right? I'm like, hell yeah, Law and Crime. Roll tape. Let's go. I got Susan Hendricks filling out a declaration. Susan Hendricks, why are you involved? Are you a moron? Are you you met her at Delphi for the first time and you're declaring under the penalty of perjury everything that you're doing? Wow. It must be slow season.
Why we're all here tonight. And although the video that Lori Hollis posted contained numerous false statements,
then guess
the
what
respondent.
You do? Guess what? This is what you do. When somebody is defaming you, you don't go get a stalking injunction. Okay? You don't go and lie to get an ex parte that you are fear for your fucking life. Okay? You don't do that. You go and you file a defamation suit. You file a civil action against them with applicable things that they've done to you. That's what I had to go do. You don't go and file and use the stalking statutes of these states. Okay. Now, this should be the biggest slap in the face to all of the people out there that actually go and need the court's help. Okay. How the fuck do you go to a courtroom and literally fill out a piece of paper and swear under oath that you are in fear for your life when you don't even live in the same area as this person? They live in a different state. How could you be in imminent danger? How do they have the means, opportunity to come and do a goddamn thing to you? Well, they don't, but they're going to send somebody to do it. Okay, prove that. Prove that that's what's happening.
Publicly commented on Lori Hellis's video, and it's a small channel. Not a lot of people watch it. The respondent publicly commented on it, writing, "Thank you, Lori. Thank you," followed by 4 crying face emojis. Do you have that? We're going to pull that up. I want you guys to see that.
Are you kidding me?
So she goes live, and what happens? My stalker is thanking her for doing her dirty work. Yes, I'm a pro. This is called triangulation by abusers using coercive control, triangulation, and intimidation.
What do you consider this? This is all hypocritical then. What is this? You have a 320,000 person channel. What is this? This is a public comment of somebody saying thank you. Thank you for what? Speaking of what she saw when she was there or whatever, her opinion. Oh, thank you. Finally, somebody seeing and speaking out on truly who this person is. Thank you.
She got somebody to do her dirty work.
What dirty work? Do you understand what type of videos were being made about me? Like people having like guns and then being like shot. Like bang bang. This shit? This is what the fuck y'all are talking about? A lawyer. You think a lawyer is doing the dirty work for some fucking Christina Broad? Are you fucking high? That is absolutely mind-blowing that you are able to even get your subscribers to think that that's even possible. Why would a lawyer do that?
Okay, we have it.
Then sue her ass if she fucking defamed you.
And while we pull that up, there it is. Thank you, Lori.
Thank you, Lori. Thank you. Oh my God. Do you want to know what people were writing on comments? That I was like, dude, this has to stop. They were telling people to go and false report me to the Attorney General's office. Go and make a report. Here's my number. Use my FBI number that I filed for child exploitation. And go make false police reports against me. And then the title of what they did was called Operation Takedown Lana Oriani. We didn't make up the name. Okay. Yep, they did. And they sent out a memorandum about it. It was in a memo. It is gang stalking. You need to get smarter. That's what I'm saying. If y'all want to know about all of this stuff and how you can combat all of this stuff, I'd be happy to help. I did it all pro se. This broad of mine, fucking Vanessa here, this fucking dimwit, drug her attorney, because I'm like, dude, what attorney is going to take this on and be part of the lies? Okay. Oh, well, just when you thought it wasn't possible. Let me just read this to you in quotes. The court says, okay, the statute only allows these protections, these temporary orders, to be put in for 2 weeks at a time, and then they lose their jurisdiction. But this order of protection will not be valid unless and until she is personally served, just so you know that. For that, got to deal with the Sheriff's Department of Pennsylvania. Or are you going to have to hire a private process server in the area? I don't live in Pennsylvania. Why would the judge be thinking that she's got to hire the sheriff in Beaver, Pennsylvania? Oh, because if you go back, The court says, I think it's kind of baked in the cake already. And she lives in Pennsylvania, she asks her, and she's like, she is a resident of Ohio, but she is currently squatting in a home in Pennsylvania. And that is the current address as of yesterday. She has been with this woman for a while. Have you fucking lost your mind to lie like this in paperwork? Squatting? And this is when she gave the address of Sheldon Jeter Jr.'s mother on purpose so that then they could go to the housing authority, Beaver County Housing Authority, to then try to get Sheldon's mother evicted. And I had to fight the fucking housing people, did it all for Sheldon's mom, and won. We fucking won. We beat them. They were evicting her. That's why they did this. That's why she did this. Living fuck out of here. Lying bitch. Good for nothing fucking cunt.
Thank you. We covered
You cheating fucking whore. With a little fucking midget 5'4" fat fuck. If you guys had babies, fuck. Shit, little elves. Christmas would be so fun. You guys can all dress up. Now, going to this part, let's see. The cream always rises to the top, though, baby doll. Nobody puts Lana in a corner. Can I have one of those waters? A little water. Where is it where this woman talks? She has a really good statement, and I was just like, I was really fond of this. You know, here it is. Like I said, I have no idea what has gone on, Lauren, but I'm telling you, God, whoever your PR person is in this 9-hour live, fuck, man. I'd fire their ass.
And that's what I do. And if you're seeing some of my private message and text message, you're going to see it. Anyway. I have no idea how long crime found out. No idea. I do not hurt people's businesses. I do not talk poorly of victims behind the scenes. So let's play what I think is happening. Why is everyone piling on me? Because of this. And so what can you guys do? Learn about group bullying.
You guys, 10,000 people. 10,000 people watched this live for close to 9 hours. Dude, that's one hell of a fucking live, man. And you know what it was? She's like, I'll be damned if Law and Crime makes money. I'm just going to not have the hearing. And I'm going to do basically the hearing myself on my channel for 9 hours. And that's because that's how long they take. Dude, I was in one of these for fucking 19 hours. It was like a 3-day ordeal, okay? When you guys see me in the courtroom at the beginning of like my intros, that's me defending myself against these psychopaths, okay? The courts got all caught up in this shit. Like, the court got caught on a hot mic. And when I asked for the transcripts and shit, these idiots all realized, oh my God, there's a hot mic, because the judge and her clerk, whoever the fuck it was, they were Googling me prior to the hearing, to my hearing. You can't do that shit. And they're talking about it. They're like, yeah, I tried looking her up. I couldn't find anything on her. And I'm like, what? Wait, run that last 4 minutes back. So what they did is they heard it first. They contacted the courts, in my case, told the courts, hey, you have a hot mic. Then the last 4 minutes need to be deleted. In the Colorado fucking courts, this fucking bitch, they did it. But then guess how smart Lana is? The same girls who trolled me, who were mad that I wasn't their best friends anymore, they were the ones that I got to give me the fucking material, okay? Because they were able to get the audio before I did. They then give me the audio with the 4 minutes on it, okay? And I fucking sent it to the woman, the transcript lady, and I was like, I want my transcripts when you are typing these all out for my $1,600 I have to pay for this. I want my transcripts to come from the first CD that was given to the petitioner, not the respondent. And I want the complete transcripts. And I said in parentheses, the extra 4 minutes. She sends me the first copy of her typed up $1,600 worth. Maybe it was even more. Fuck, I think it was even probably more. It was like $2,000. I get it, and I go right to the end. And I'm looking, and I'm like, what the fuck? Then I call her up, and I said, hey, what's going on? Like, she's like, what do you mean? I was like, you're missing the last 4 minutes. I said, I need you to use the audio recording from the CD that the petitioner got, not the one that I got. I was like, there's 2 different records. And I said, and this is illegal. I was like, they deleted the final 4 minutes, and I need that. And she's like, oh, I see what you're saying. I found it. Okay. Let me fix this. Let me correct this. Oh, yes. Okay. I'm going to get this right on over to you. What do I do? 30 minutes. She writes me an email. She's like, yes, I see why you wanted this. I said, yes, thank you. And then immediately when I got my hands on that, Vanessa's lawyer, they're like, fuck, we have to file something so that we're going to try to go with contempt that she violated the order. I was like, you guys gotta be fucking kidding me, man. And I said, are you sure you want to do this? I was like, you do know I'm going for the bar. I'm going to the bar with your shit. You do know that, right? I'm reporting you to the motherfucking bar. And I have all the evidence. I can prove that you are violating your professional codes of ethics, and I can just list them off, and I have all the examples. And you are actually, I think, almost committing a crime now because you're actually knowing that what she's doing, because I provided evidence to you that shows that she manipulated a piece of paper that was put into her door handle from the police, or not the police, from like somebody that she said drove by her house. The people that actually drove by the house took a picture of what they did. And here, this dumb hoe, she waits 2 hours to call the cops because she has to stage all of this shit. Well, what she did is she took the fucking paper out of the door. And when she did that and she goes to put it back in, the ear flip of the piece of paper wasn't the right way. So here I have the piece of paper of a timestamp of right after it was dropped off. And here this dumb hoe has a timestamp, which proves on when she went ahead and re-put this piece of paper in, and with the ear flap. And I said, fuck with me now. I'll slam blast you. Don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with me. I'm in my lane. All y'all motherfuckers be in your lanes. Be fair and move on. This is not fair. That's why I'm speaking out, because this is not right. This is not okay. Law and Crime wanted to record it for a reason, and I'm waiting to see why. Because they don't just go and do that. You're right. You're right, Lauren. You got one thing right here. Law and Crime would never just go and do that, but there had to be a reason. And I know what the reason is. I want to know why you didn't tell your audience the reason.
Okay. Let's talk about mobbing today. Mobbing is actually a form of group bullying where multiple people gang up on one target. The tactics look like gossip, exclusion, coordinated hostility, and psychological harassment. The term mobbing actually became popular in the workplace from a psychologist in the 1980s, Heinz Lyman. But here's the truth. Mobbing, it's not just a workplace issue. Mobbing can actually happen in schools when a group of students decide to turn on one kid, or in neighborhoods when neighbors decide to spread rumors and gossip just to push someone out, or even in families when relatives decide to scapegoat one member of the family and the rest decide to pile on. For me, it was all of the above. It was my mother, my sister, my godmother, an anesthesiologist, a group of nurses, church members, former friends, my former manager and coworkers.
What is this?
All of them. Being betrayed by one person, that's painful enough. But when an entire group, an entire community joins in, all because of the rumors and gossip being spread by one toxic person, that shit is deep. Here's the key. All mobbing is bullying. All bullying is not mobbing. Mobbing is the group version of the same old bullying tactics: humiliation, isolation, gossip, rumors, triangulation. So let's make an echo that says mobbing is not just drama, and it's not just organized bullying. It's actually organized crime, and it can happen anywhere.
All right. Was it last week?
Okay.
Can you guys see?
This is the one I liked. I'm telling you, I'm reaching out to her. Children of darkness and light, chasing justice. Whoever this woman is, I would love to have you on the channel. I'm sorry that things didn't work out between you and Lauren, but what one person's, blaze into the ground is another person's, TNT dynamite. So we'll take you over here because I like where your head's at.
Yeah, can I see it? Oh,
We can have a little segment called Ask.
do not go bully this woman, please, or just do anything to her. Do not.
Hi, everybody. I want to talk today on this recording
Why do you even have to say that?
about a little true crime community drama. Air out our dirty laundry, so to speak.
Wait, when was this again? We can have go.
There is a particular YouTube creator who is stirring up lots of drama by weaponizing the law and law enforcement to target her competition.
Yeah.
I don't know what she's talking about.
She can't do that.
Do you understand when I first saw this? I said, oh my God, it sounds like Amber Heard. Okay. Remember Amber Heard? Like the way, like the quick little responses? Nope. You guys, I'm telling you, I could do a side by side. And it's fucking what Amber Heard was saying and acting like when she was on the stand. So I'm going to just watch.
Her competition.
I don't know what she's talking about.
She can't do that. You know how I know? Because I studied the Constitution and defamation law in law school. Remember,
This is why I want you on my team, baby. The Constitution, baby. Woo! Yeah. Love it. Yeah. F yeah. And hey, if you don't like cussing for your segments when I have you on, I promise I won't cuss. Okay. I'm very respectful. I'm a vibe type person, and whatever it is I'm doing, and it requires, I can wear many faces. But it's all real. It's real, raw, authentic, from the heart. So what you see is what you get.
I'm a lawyer. So let's talk about defamation and free speech. The U.S.
Are you still practicing? Because I really could use an attorney. I think I could probably make a ton of money right now. Let's just start suing people.
Constitution in all 50 states protects speech. Congress shall make no law abridging the freedom of speech or of the press. That's in our First Amendment.
Hell yeah.
Free speech is so important that there are literally hundreds of cases reiterating the right of citizens to speak freely. Now, the courts have put some guardrails up around speech. For example, you can't yell fire in a crowded theater. It's not a violation of your free speech to prohibit obscene content from being distributed to people under 18, and you can't threaten someone with violence. However, in 2023 in Counterman versus Colorado, the U.S. Supreme Court wrote, although true threats of violence are outside the bounds of the First Amendment protection, the First Amendment requires proof that the defendant had some subjective understanding of the threatening nature of their statement. In other words, it's not enough for the complainer to say they felt threatened.
Bingo. Bingo, bango, bongo. It is not okay, Vanessa, for you to say, oh, somebody told me like a year or two ago that Lana was digging into you, and now I feel threatened 2 years later. I'm in fear for my life. Girl, I vet sources. If you are a journalist and you don't vet, then you're an idiot. There's nothing wrong with vetting people and looking into people. There is absolutely nothing wrong with information gathering, you dumb bitch. And in fact, the people that don't do it are absolute idiots. Period. But that's why the information train that we always get is so poor, because they don't vet. They don't dig. Where'd you get that from? Who'd you hear that from? Where are you getting this from? Well, you got trolled.
Although most of the cases deal with when the government can curtail free speech, all those rulings apply to private citizens as well. So what recourse does someone have? Well, it's a suit for defamation. But let's
Exactly. Not going and getting a stalking injunction. Not going and weaponizing and literally ruining. I'll tell you what, if I was this girl, Christine, and you kept me out of CrimeCon, girl, I'm suing you for hella money. And I'm going to win. I'm going to win. And in fact, I said, if I was Suge Tits Christine, I would have filed back against her. Because I would have wanted the hearing to happen today. And then she would have had to show up, right? Because I'm cross complaining. They're going to say, no, you need to go get another, like you need to have yours separate. And I would say, well, why can't we join these? It's for judicial economy. Let's join her. Fuck, if you can be joining in the abuse of a corpse and murder, why can't we join these? Come on now. Nobody has all day for this shit. So, and the only reason why I would want it all, because I'd want the testimony. I'd want to be using all the testimony because I would eventually be using it in my civil suit against you when I'm suing you for defamation because of your lies under oath, right? And I'm also suing you for fraud. I'm suing you for intentional infliction of emotional distress. I'm suing you for lost wages. I'm suing for everything that cost me at CrimeCon, plus what did it cost my reputation? I'm being escorted out with cops. Are you kidding me? Are you absolutely kidding me? If I would have been escorted out of CrimeCon with police, holy shit, would I have made an absolute motherfucking, I would have been, hey, here's my phone, roll live, and I would have made a motherfucking scene. I would have made a scene and I would have said, you're violating my civil rights. If you fucking if you handcuff me right here, you're violating my civil rights. I'm allowed to be here. I was here first. I'd be arguing that. I'd be saying I'm here first.
Let's be clear. It's a high bar to jump because of our reverence for freedom of speech. In order to...
I'm here for work. You can't tell me I can't be here. I'm working. And that's exactly what the judge said when they all met up after CrimeCon. The judge is absolutely pissed at good old Mathis over here.
Prove defamation, a plaintiff has to prove that the content was untrue and the defendant knew or should have known that it was a lie.
What?
Even at that, if the person is a public figure, say a person with 317,000 YouTube followers,
320 now, thank you.
that plaintiff has
Who says that? 320,000 now, not 317.
to prove actual malice. So here's a factual story. There's a YouTube creator who's a mean girl. When she's feeling threatened by someone else's success, she goes on the attack, just like some of your old middle school friends used to do. I appeared on this creator's show for nearly a year as her legal expert. I liked doing it, and I thought we had become friends.
So did I.
However, when
What
some of her early
happened?
followers started saying that they only tuned in to hear my legal analysis, she decided to end our association.
That's not why I decided. If everybody was tuning in for her legal analysis, why would I end our association? I would keep her because I care about hidden crime.
So then why don't you tell us, why did you get rid of her? What was the problem? I generally want to know. Like, you have somebody for a year. What's like, the channel's just moving in a different direction. So sorry. Like, how did it split? Ugh, my philosophy's just changed.
It's her right, and I said nothing about it. When people asked me why I was no longer on her channel, I either didn't answer or I suggested that they ask her directly. For 3 years, I stayed quiet, took the high road, and kept keeping on.
There really wasn't a big reason. There really wasn't.
Well, what is it? I'm just shocked that she's not telling. She's telling her story. Why isn't she telling this portion of it? Dude, you don't find too many attorneys that are willing to give you and come on your show for free. Okay. And, break down some stuff. I mean, that's an amazing resource. Okay. That's why when I hopped over yesterday, listened to Defense Diaries, I value hearing when the lawyers that are law tube or whatever, I value hearing the aspect of certain arguments, but it doesn't mean I have to agree with their argument. If you can argue it a different way and better, you don't need to be a lawyer to have a better argument. You just need to know the law. And if that argument can even be made based on the law. But fuck, put me in a room with anybody and I'll argue with the best of them. lawyer, non-lawyer, I don't give a fuck. If I know the case, I'll go up against anybody.
I wrote a book about a true crime case. In early 2024, this creator somehow got a copy of an early version of my manuscript. And unbeknownst to me, and without my permission, she distributed my copyrighted material to her followers.
No, I did not. And I have to say, it's quite rich to do a video about defamation while defaming me.
She gloated to friends about how she was undercutting my future success.
No,
Wait, what? Okay. Oh my God. So this is also what happens in this industry. Dude, do not let people gas you up. If somebody says something to you, okay, oh my God, did you see this? And send you like a clip or something like that. Say, please don't tell me this shit unless you're going to send me something with the full receipts. I don't want it. Do not let people gas you up. Because now in defense of this, for this purpose, I have no idea. I wasn't in their 3-way chat, 4-way chat, one-way chat. You don't let people gas you up. So what I mean by that is if the woman here on the right, okay, Hellis, I think, is that the last name? I'd want receipts on what do you mean she's giving out my book that I'm trying to sell here, and she's just giving out tens of thousands of fucking copies digitally to people. What? To her Patreon people? Are you kidding me? I need some receipts on that. Okay. I can't just go running with that. And I find it difficult to believe that a lawyer would just go running with it without receipts, you know? But don't let people, the first people that ever come to you and say, oh my God, hey, did you hear this? And did you see this? And they send you a fucking clip from some shitty ass channel that has 100 subs. You need to ask yourself, how the fuck did they find that channel that has 2 subs that made a video, or 4 subs, or that the video was just made 3 minutes ago and they send it to you? Come on, guys, I'm going to teach you something. They're the one that made the video. They're the ones that know who made that video. That shit ain't popping up in no algorithm. There's no algorithm in channels that don't even have like, so please, you don't need to be a creator for this to understand this. If you are ever in the DMs with people or texting somebody and they send you something, you need the receipts, or you tell them to go shove it. You need to stop talking to them. Okay. They are trying to stir the pot and they're playing both sides. They're sending you something and then they're sending somebody else something. Okay. That's like, I can spot this shit a mile away. And I let all opinions talk in my chat. Say whatever you want, whoever you support. I don't give a shit. But the moment that you attack and what you're saying is not like about the material, you're gone. You're gone. The moment you say something about somebody that would be in the chat, like, what are you doing? You're gone. We don't talk about people. We talk about things. People that talk about people are fucking garbage. Move on. Okay? Fuck's sake. You learn this shit. If you don't learn this shit when you're little, then your parents suck. Blame your parents.
Didn't.
I also began contacting my publisher, bombarding.
Oh my God. So speaking about this, everybody and their mother called everybody for me. Fuck shit. Scott Roeder was getting blown up. And Scott Roeder's like, this makes me want to work with you even more. That you even have people like, Lana, do you know that 48 Hours called me about you? I said, 48 hours? I said, fucking 48 hours? Oh, yeah. The producer, blah, blah, blah. I said, shut the fuck up. Yeah. Was like, dude, don't do XYZ. I said, 48 hours gives a hell of what I'm doing and who and what. And I was like, yeah, they should, because I know what I'm talking about. I'm not an idiot. And you should be intimidated. You should be, I don't like the word scared. Your little fucking cush narrative isn't going to fly. But it wasn't just with Scott. It was, I mean, fuck, you name it. If I go back through all the shit, families, cases that I've covered. They were yeah. Lana's crazy. Don't work with her. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, you drinking that tea? Well, then you're an idiot. You're an idiot if you believe that. Look me up.
Them with demands and claiming that I had
I
plagiarized
went to the #1 criminal justice school in the country. Sit the fuck down.
her materials, trying to interfere with my business relationship with my publisher.
I did not bombard them. I did write them once.
Then in May of 2024,
And tell that her publisher then wrote me, accusing me of doing this thing that I've proven I haven't.
someone sent me a copy of the email she sent out to followers with my manuscript attached.
Ooh, that's a receipt. That's a receipt right there. Remember I told you no lawyer is just going to say this without the receipt. Right, Christina? Christina's over here like, Christina, yeah, like, I can only imagine Yolanda being dragged out of CrimeCon. Yeah, that fucking shit ain't happening. Violate my rights. Let me see you do it. Right there. Can you believe this? Listen to this big fat receipt right here.
And tell that her publisher then wrote me, accusing didn't.
I also began contacting my publisher, bombarding them with demands and claiming that I had plagiarized her materials, trying to interfere with my business relationship with my publisher.
I did not bombard them. I did write them once.
Why would you write them? First of all, she says, I did not bombard them. I did write them. Holy shit, she wrote her publisher? For what purpose? That is a contractual relationship. That is interference with contractual relationships. That is against you. That's how you can sue people. I could sue these. You can sue people like so many different ways. You just have to know if somebody's, lawsuit proof or not. Like, I'm sorry, but Lauren, you have a lot to lose here, honey. You and your man are married, right? Yeah. You're not lawsuit proof, babe. Wow. What a moron. An absolute idiot. Do you own your home, Lauren? Be careful. Put liens on that bitch right away. Girl, you need to get smarter. Talk to Lana. She'll help you out. Now, this woman right here, God love her if she is out there. Bless your heart. I love it. Okay. I love the headset as well. I feel like you could be coaching the Browns right now and do a better job with that headset on. I'm a big sportster over here. I cannot believe that somebody called your publisher, babe. I would never call your publisher. And in fact, if we were friends and I knew that she called your publisher, I'd have fucking called her and I would have said, what the fuck are you doing? How goddamn dare you do that? This woman's like a mother. Who the fuck do you think you are? I'm serious. I would have ate her ass for you. Literally. And she probably would have liked it, but that's another story.
Then in May of 2024,
And tell that her publisher then wrote me, accusing me of doing this thing that I've proven I haven't.
someone sent me a copy of the email she sent out to followers with my manuscript attached. The person said they want.
If that's my fact checker that did that, then okay.
Wait, if that's my fact checker, well, then you better fire your fact checker. What are you talking about? What email? Who has emails? Nobody has my email address that can here. Yes, send emails like your Lana. What? Who's your fact checker? They need to be fired. She can't believe that she admits this. Well, that may have been my fact checker. Who's your oh my god, who is your fact checker? Hi. Oh, she's got to put it on somebody. So it did happen. She is not denying that this email sent out the frick. Oh my god! I don't think she listened to all of this before she played it on the live. I really don't. That's funny. Sorry. I think I'm gonna continue.
I don't know who would have done that. I told.
She's not saying that it's not her email. I don't know who would have done that. It wasn't me. Shaggy. It wasn't me. I mean, wow, you guys, this is amazing. Dude, come on, man.
told you, I've been very clear and very on. I told you guys, all of you, who I have sent this book manuscript to, and nobody else.
Wanted me to know because they didn't think it was right. And when the creator found out, she immediately called the police to report that the person who'd sent me the email was the culprit.
I have no idea what she is talking about.
Wait,
I have
what?
never called the police about her or some random person that allegedly, supposedly sent her an email. I have no clue.
This creator claimed that that person had hacked her computer to send out my book.
No clue.
This is this creator's MO. When they realize that they've screwed up, they lie, they shift attention, they weaponize the police, and she plays the victim. During CrimeCon this year, she swore out a stalking order against one of her former friends, who's also a true crime creator. As a result, that person was unable to attend the event she'd paid for,
She's not.
and at one point was humiliated by being escorted out of the hotel by bar police. The hearing for that stalking order was started, and it then continued until October. In the meantime, the judge told the complaining creator that it is not stalking just because someone says mean things about her. This
Exactly. I can say whatever I want. I can say whatever I want. I could say, hey, I was at the Delphi trial. Oh my God. And I sat next to so-and-so and they were just coloring the whole time. Then they were like copying off of my girlfriend's paper. Like we were in a test. They wanted all of our notes. And then they would just run out to their car and just say basically all of our notes, but twist it and make it seem like that the prosecution's amazing every time. You know, that's what I saw. You cannot go and get a stalking injunction against me. Just God, this is so 2022. This is a total scare tactic. This is trying to get someone to shut up. And I told Vanessa Walsh she could not shut me up, and you're not going to shut me up. And she said, "Oh, watch, hold my beer." And then she came for my baby boy. And I handled that shit.
creator is not a victim. Her followers are. The people who believe she is a lovely person with a heart for crime victims are the real victims. The real victims are the victims of the crime victims who trusted her while she said vile things about them behind their backs.
Not true. Stop with this narrative. This is a smear campaign.
A campaign.
The people who are on fixed
Do you
incomes
guys
who still find
understand this smear campaign? You need people. I thought she had nobody. Smear campaign. I'm sorry, but I don't think Miss like Mama Law here is out to set a smear campaign against anybody. Okay, she is just calling it as she sees it.
way to send her a few.
Which what I see that she sees is that this is complete trash. Like you are abusing the legal system that I think Mama Lori Hellis loves and that she's dedicated her whole life to. So she's going to have a problem with that. You know what I mean? I have a problem with it, and I'm not a lawyer.
$2 every month, they're the victims. So, ma'am, it's not defamation if it's true.
Oh, and that doesn't that just like, oh, chat people's ass. It's the truth, though. Guess what your legal defense is always? Well, if it's true, it's true. It's not defamation. Let me tell you guys something else that's a little funny. It's not funny, but absolutely fucking batshit crazy. The baddies are out. Okay, so I pulled up these old transcripts from 3/7/2022. I'm gonna go all the way to the last 4 minutes. Okay. Okay. So she says, okay. The court says, all right, folks. She's like, all right. And folks, you can go ahead and just go on outside. And I mean, it just takes a second here to get down to those stairs. It's just a small courtroom and we're right by the door. So right by the stairs. And you can just make sure that Miss Oriani and her associates have cleared the area. Okay. Miss Zimmerman says, her attorney. And then before heading out, thank you, Your Honor. The court says we don't want any conflict. Miss Zimmerman, true. Now, everybody leaves. Ready? The court. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Thank God there is nothing set the rest of the week. Thank God. This is the judge, magistrate, whatever. That is what I told Mark is I don't know if this is just karma, if Nicole has been doing stuff to our schedule. I don't know. But thank God I have the week to get caught up and to kind of orient myself. And then, of course, today happened. I knew, this is the judge, I knew today was going to probably be a little bit of a shit show. Okay, these are the deleted 4 minutes that I went and got the transcripts of that they tried to hide from me. Remember in the beginning of my lives when I play my, I'm going to show you guys what this is from. You guys deserve to know. You guys are in the know. Okay, videos. Okay, so when I play this for everybody, okay. Right here. Okay, check this out.
Listen, folks, I know there's a history here. I'd like to get this hearing in today. You know, everybody needs to just focus on the relevant facts, okay?
So this down here at the bottom is my court hearing. Down here, the right-hand corner. That's this amazing magistrate here in Columbus, Ohio.
I know there's a history here.
Lawyer. Awesome.
That I was given to. So there was 2 different discs.
So there was 2 different discs right here.
That I was given to. So there was 2 different discs. Okay. They all knew about it.
They all knew there was 2 different discs. Okay, that's what this is from. Okay, so now hang tight. I'll go back to put this up. So there's 2 different discs because one of the discs was given to the petitioner and the other one was given to me. And you can't do that. There's only one official record, bitches. One. You cannot go deleting the official record. Okay. There's 2 different discs here. I was given one. They were given the other one. They knew about it, though, the entire time, including her attorney. Okay. So here's the 4 minutes. I knew today was going to probably be a little bit of a shit show. The clerk then, her clerk says, that was bad. The court says, would you have granted this one? Asking her clerk her opinion on it. Would you have granted this one? The clerk says, yeah, because she's crazy. Period. The court says, she is. But you know what? The standard. Yeah, bitch, let's talk about the motherfucking standard that you didn't fucking use. Yeah, because she's like, but so she's like, would you have granted this one? The clerk says, yeah, because she's crazy. And then the court says, she is, but you know what? The standard, ... The clerk says, I think it was really close for you. The court says, yeah, it was not a slam dunk because this one, of course, feeds off of crazies. Okay. I mean, they're in this crazy, crazy world. So much of what Miss Oriani wanted to say, I didn't give a damn about, you know? Exactly. You didn't give a damn about it. I was laying motherfucking foundation, bitch. so you could understand what the fuck was going on, because all of it lacks foundation. This is how this judge is talking about. I didn't give a damn about what Miss Oriani had to say. Yeah, don't you think that that's going to get me a new trial? Yeah, I would think so, wouldn't it? A judge on the record saying, yeah, I know. She was just like, or no, she's like, so much of what Miss Oriani wanted to say, I didn't give a damn about, you know? That is what a judge is saying right after the proceeding on a hot mic. And then the clerk says, yeah, I know. She was just like going on. And the court says, yeah, about this person and that person and this person. Sure, if we had a whole week to have a trial, well, bitch, if it takes a whole week, then it takes a whole week, doesn't it? Magistrate. Yeah, sure, if we had a whole week to have a trial, well, that's what it would have taken. The clerk says, yeah. And then the court says, and she actually brought those people in, maybe, but no. You know, she had the ability to subpoena relevant people, but instead she wants to bring in husband and child. I subpoenaed her husband, Vanessa Walsh's husband, and her child because she put them in the fucking goddamn complaint. They're relevant because she said that she had to tell her child, she had to show her child my picture, and if this person comes to the door, do not open it, run, call 911. Oh, well, then let's call your kid up here, and you really want to fuck around and find out? She's relevant now. And your husband, you're the one that said I put him in some fucking intro. Well, I want to find out if your husband was home that night when you were served these whatever the fuck you're talking about, these subpoenas that I had served. That I didn't, but so I put in and I served, I got subpoenas and they were issued by the court. The court issued them. If she wants to subpoena the child and the husband, well, yeah, because she put them in the in what she during her ex parte and in the writings, you idiot. She says, yeah. The way that she says it, she's like, if she actually brought in those people, maybe, but no. You know, she had the ability to subpoena relevant people. I don't have to do anything. She has to prove the case, not me. But instead, she wants to bring in the husband and the child. Yep, and you granted the subpoenas. The court granted me those subpoenas. Then her team had to put in a quash for the subpoenas. And all that she could get quashed was the kids. And people want to say, oh, that's Lana going after minors. Nope. That's just Vanessa putting a minor involved in her horse shit that I was about to expose. And if you want to put your kid involved in this, you did it, not me. And she said that I was retaliating. I said, what are you talking about? I said, oh, so you do admit that you came for my child at my house. I said, good to know. I said, we'll see how this all plays out for you. Then the clerk says, yeah, which, what did that have to do? And the court says, and that didn't serve them timely. And then the night before thinks that's going to work to post something on the door. I didn't post anything on anybody's door. The clerk says, yeah. And then the court says, no, it wasn't service by refusal. That's just harassment. I said, really? So this is all on this hot mic. If somebody is home and we have video and they're refusing just to come to the door, that is service by refusal. Yes, it is every day of the week. But regardless, then she says on a hot mic, the clerk says, yeah. And the court says, no, it wasn't service by refusal. That's just harassment. And the clerk says, I Googled Miss Crazy, talking about me. I Googled Miss Crazy. I said, are you fucking kidding me? I got the clerk calling me crazy. I got the judge calling me crazy. And I have them calling me, then they're telling me that what was this other shit? Oh, that she didn't, I didn't give a damn about, what she had to say. Yeah, all of this. This is who was deciding this PPO. This is unbiased. The fuck it is. Then the magistrate says, after the clerk says, I Googled Miss Crazy. Then the court says, oh, did ya? What'd you find? Oh, did ya? What'd you find? Who the fuck? Ooh, that's how she sounds on the mic. Ooh, did ya? What'd you find? Okay, then the clerk says, she is like, seriously, I couldn't, obviously her stuff was all sealed because I couldn't find nothing on her. You couldn't find anything on me because there's nothing to find, honey. And you had the power of the courts and you couldn't find anything. Good job, Miss Clerk. Then the court says, there was a civil case, a personal injury case that she filed. And I realized I now have you by the nutsack. Because she made it seem like to the clerk that she didn't Google me, right? Well, then the magistrate is just a fucking idiot and says, well, there was a civil case, a personal injury case that she filed. But guess what, magistrate? I don't even know what the hell her name is anymore. It's been so long. You must have got to the wrong person. I've never filed a personal injury case. I am not a pussy. Sorry. Sorry. Maybe you were Googling Vanessa. Okay. But right there, she's basically saying that she's admitting to looking me up prior to my fucking hearing. And I said, oh my God, I'm going to own you people. Then the court said, I think it was like a 2006 that I saw. This is the magistrate. I think it was like 2006 that I saw. That was it. And there was nothing crazy looking about that. And the clerk says, no, but like to Google her name. Did you Google her name before? The court says, uh-huh. Oh, yeah. And then the clerk says, you can't find anything but this one. And the obsession she has over that Chris Watts case, that is like, and then the court says, nothing that she posts is credible. She was looking at my posts on my YouTube channel. Do you understand this? Before the hearing, as a judge magistrate, you cannot do this. I'm like, no shit. No wonder why you guys wanted this 4 minutes to be buried. So then check this out. I'm going to continue because there's more. I was like, this is insanity. I couldn't even believe this. I was like, oh my God. So she's like, she says, nothing that she posts is credible. I mean, so I watched a video. This is the magistrate. She says, so I watched a video with her drinking a beer and eating a pickle. That's why I joke about eating pickles, guys. This is where it comes from. Okay. This is why every time I eat a pickle ever since then, I act like I am in love with this pickle. Straight here. Okay. She says, so I watched a YouTube. She says, I watched a video with her drinking a beer and eating a pickle. And, she's always doing her hair. Yeah, she's just erratic in her behavior. The audacity of this fucking magistrate, right? The clerk says, but yeah, just listening just to all like the postings and stuff that pops up with her, it is all connected. Because at the time I was showing how all of this stuff was connected and I was just laying all the receipts in these videos. Literally just like, oh God, just destroying what these people were doing. And it's totally gonna I mean, you're never going to be a member of somebody's channel when somebody shows you what the fuck they've done in a bad, bad way. For example, Vanessa had a literal streetwalker, hooker, prostitute who she had pretend to be Nicole Kessinger's like relative. You know how fucked up that is? Yeah, wild shit. And she's like, I promise I would just never reveal my sources. And like this source is like, you don't understand. What? Bitch, you are cray cray. So I found that all out and I outed it. So then she says, oh yeah, that I'm just always doing my hair. Okay. I mean, yeah, she's just erratic in her behavior. Then the clerk says, yeah, but I just mean, okay, so I said that part. Then the court says, I can't imagine that Christopher Watts family ever wanted her to advocate for him. Girl, you don't understand my skill set. I can find anything. And it wasn't him, it was the parents. Get it right, shug tits. Ever wanted him to advocate for him. The clerk says, oh my God, if they did, they're just a wackadoo too. Then the judge says, right? And then the clerk says, I mean, yeah. And then the court says, and I think she's actually an intelligent person. Is that right? Feed the beast, baby. No. What a dumbass. I actually think she's intelligent. What gives you that impression? I'm just curious. And I think she's actually an intelligent person. Then the clerk says, she probably, I think, then the court says, yeah, everything she knew, she had the gist of what she needed to do in here. And, you know, her motion for a directed verdict was good. Yeah, bitch. How did I know how to do that? Oh my God. That's my first time I ever was in a courtroom repping myself. Ever. She had the gist. She knew what she needed to do. Yeah, and you knew that what you did was wrong. And now I have your 4 minutes and 19 seconds. And when do I want to pop this? Then, if it just couldn't get any better, here's the cherry on top. The clerk says, the court says, yeah, why don't you just go ahead and lock us up? Then, because the bailiff came in, the deputy, and he's like, that was a long day. And she's like, OMG. The clerk says, you have no idea. That was the judge. OMG. The clerk, you have no idea. And the court says, we were just talking about how this, and then she realized that the mic was still on and it was still taping everything. And then she hits it. Then the one side gets the version of it, right? And then this crazy fucking mashed potato mouth bitch, Lynn Fox, is literally, these people drove from like Texas, drove from California to go to Denver to literally be in the same room as me for this hearing. And I'm like, oh my God, what are these people doing? Well, this broad, over here, well, let me go to this. This Lynn broad, never met her in my life. She wanted a fake account, wanted to have fake donations given to a nonprofit for, Fight for a Family. And I still saved one of my favorite videos. Let me see.
This will be a short video. I've always said that I'm willing to admit when I'm wrong. Well, here's one of those times. I was wrong about something.
Cheers.
I did say Lana's son's name in chat. And I shouldn't have done that. When I was accused of mentioning him by name, I thought people were talking about on a broadcast during a live stream. But it turns out I said it in chat. And I forgot. I forgot about saying that. and I shouldn't have. Wasn't the right thing for me to do. So, congratulations. You caught me, and nothing that I could say will ever do or take away that I was wrong to do that. Now, how long should I wait before you admit you're wrong, Lana, for all the things you've done? Oh, you want a reminder?
Yeah.
And now I'm just talking about the things you've done to me.
Okay. Lay it on me, love.
You've done everything in your power to try to make sure people know my full name and all kinds of other personal details of my life. You've accused me of making up my SA story.
No.
Because when I told the story on a podcast, I giggled at times from the sheer moral terror I felt while telling the story. You've accused me of not having custody of my grown adult children.
How damn dare me.
And that is a lie.
A fucking lie, Lana.
You've promoted a phony bachelorette weekend for a phony engagement with me and put your Cash App in the promotional material.
Dude, this cannot be real life. What the wait, this is Tina with What the Fuck Translation Services? What the fuck did I just listen to? Yeah, listen to this.
And that is a lie. You've promoted a phony bachelorette weekend for a phony engagement with me and put your Cash App in the promotional material. You've done everything in your power to trigger me and make me uncomfortable about things I have absolutely no control over. Then you rub it in by making me wrong for having a mental illness due to childhood trauma. You blame me when the natural consequences of your own actions catch up to you. That causes short-term memory loss and some delayed speech sometimes. You try to intimidate me with legal threats. Bring it on, baby. You go real life on me nearly every time you open your mouth. Then, when you catch me doing something wrong, you eat it up like a virgin boy eating his first pussy.
What?
You make content out of it for days.
You guys understand when I first heard this? Could not believe the language that she used. This woman has the audacity to get fake, literally. This is what she did. I had a nonprofit, right? She created fake accounts to buy into the nonprofit, okay? Then she was in lives like me, like pick me, tell like I'm like introducing people saying like thank you for being like part of the nonprofit. And so I say thank you, Deborah Bix, for being, she then writes an email saying I doxed her. Are you fucking kidding me? Your name is not Deborah Bix, you fucking piece of shit. Literally was acting like that was her real name and that I doxed her because I, out of the kindness of my heart, was thanking this fucking whatever for being part of an organization that wants to help people navigate the criminal justice system who can't afford it, who don't have the resources, their family, fight for a family. Yeah.
And use it as an excuse to escalate your aberrant, lawless behavior. Well, I'll tell you.
She called the Attorney General's office almost daily.
I'll tell you this. If that's the worst thing you could catch me doing, I'll take it. I'll put my moral report card up against yours any fucking day.
Is that right? I think this video was from 2021, I believe. Is when she made this 2021. I think it could be 2022. I don't fucking know. But I've never seen tragedy pimping the way that I saw this broad in Natasha Cooper tragedy pimp the Gabby Tito case.
You've done everything in your power to trigger me and make me uncomfortable about.
Because I say panties, moist motherfucking panties. Just bunch up those panties, girl. Put them in your mouth.
Things I have absolutely no control over. Then you rub it in by making me wrong for having a mental illness due to childhood trauma. You blame me when the natural consequences of your own actions catch up to you. That causes short-term memory loss and some delayed speech sometimes.
She just spliced up the video, you guys. Like she's making this 4-minute video, whatever the hell it was, and she couldn't even get through the 4-minute video. She had to stop it and pick it up.
You try to intimidate me with legal threats. Bring it on, baby. You go real life on me nearly every time you open your mouth. Then, when you catch me doing something wrong, you eat it up like a virgin boy eating his first pussy. You make content out of it for days and use it as an excuse to escalate your aberrant, lawless behavior.
Oh my God.
Well, I'll tell you this. If that's the worst thing you could catch me doing, I'll take it. I'll put my moral report card up against yours any fucking day. Oh, one last thing. I owned a very successful sole proprietorship for many years. You think I'm going to tell you the name of it? Hell no.
Hell no.
You'll make shit up about it and try to throw it in my face. So there. I told you I'm wrong. Now you have some chum to eat up and try to throw back in my face as if I'm such a bad person.
No, you're just fucking crazy.
That is Brian Laundrie mentality. And you own it, girl.
Fucking A, Debris. Absolutely scary right there. Anyways, so trust me, I to see all the stuff that's going on, this is crazy. This is crazy, and you know,
and it's not stalking. Just because
I could tell you this, that if Law and Crime, I can't say this enough, if Law and Crime would have covered my case, in fact, like they would be shocked. Okay, it would probably get them a lot of. Like I should do a documentary. I'm not even playing. What 2021 to 20 whatever basically the Idaho murders. What these people did was absolutely it was criminal. It was absolutely criminal. And it actually proved the point of why Fight for a Family is so needed and so valuable, because if you don't have money, okay, how can you take down? Like how can you possibly work, okay, and have the brains and the power and the know-all not in that? How do you take something like this on? And if I didn't have the brains that I had, I wouldn't be where I'm at today, because I would have never been able to sustain what the fuck was being thrown at me. If I wasn't mentally tough enough, so everything, all my sports, everything that I've ever went through in my life literally built me to be able to take and overcome what the fuck these people did. So I see this shit and it triggers me in a way to say, stop. No fucking way am I going to let you talk like this, Lauren, about somebody. Oh my God, they said I was annoying. And oh my God, look at what this person wrote about me. Stop. You're getting in front of what's coming. I know what's coming. I know what's coming. This was your way of, I guess, doing it. A 9-hour live. Awesome. I believe it's going to horribly backfire. I would have never withdrew my lawsuits ever with these people that did this to me. If Law and Crime would have come and said they wanted to film this and live stream it, I would have been like the most incredibly thankful person in the world. Like, holy shit, thank you so much. Like, this is what I need. Please help me. Please show what the fuck is going on. Okay? Like, they're trying to literally ruin my life at every aspect. And here, Lauren runs. Lauren runs. Lauren quit. People that protect their families don't quit. If you're protecting your family, you do not withdraw that lawsuit, or not the lawsuit, but the stalking, the petition that she filed. Nobody's going to be broadcasting your trauma, okay? That's not how that, like, every trial, think about it. Think about how damn dare you. Like, that's basically, Lauren, you should never cover another motherfucking case ever again. What about all the days that we sat through Delphi and had to see horrible fucking pictures of those girls, or all the other cases that you've done? Are you kidding me? That beginning of this video is absolutely disgusting to me. God, it's so sick. You literally make a living. And I made a living. If there was no more murder, Lauren, we wouldn't have jobs, would we? Isn't that crazy to think? You know how much that fucks with my head? Like, wow. If people started becoming good people, like, holy shit, what are we going to cover? There's no true crime. Can you imagine what that fucking psychologically, like, that's fucked up, right? It's absolutely sick. Okay. So to hear, God, that beginning part of her video bothered me so much. You know, people that take themselves too seriously, that's why when I say that I'm over here, and when there's something funny, yes, we're going to laugh about it. Because true crime is depressing enough that you don't have to be living in that, I don't know, that mental state of like, you know, when something's funny. When is what it is. That's not me or the people that watch me being insensitive. It's just not. It's actually you clutching your fucking pearls is what it is. So think about it, people. Lauren had what I wanted and what I needed. I needed Law and Crime in 2021 and 2022 so fucking bad. I needed somebody like them to show what these fucking people did. Expose the truth. And it would have changed like so much for me. Not saying that I would want like, oh, go like her channel, give her, you know, petty likes, or like, oh, out of pity, I'm liking and subscribing this channel. Fuck no. I want you to see, if you think that you know me, you don't know me, but watch all of this shit and then come back and tell me who's who. Who's who. Because I wanted to put all these motherfuckers on blast. Because it's so funny to me, and I can say funny because I've been there. I've done all this. I know what all this shit's about. Okay? These people couldn't break me. And trust me, when I say that fucking it wasn't just one person, it was an empire coming for me with lawyers, with a fucking judge who deleted. She had her clerk delete the last 4 minutes. She fucking deleted the official record 4 minutes to fucking cover for their shit that they did. And then I launched an investigation and I said, I want you to investigate this. This is a crime. That's obstruction of goddamn justice. Her deleting this. And I want a fucking police report. I'm coming here. I'm not coming to Colorado, but I'm on the phone right now and I want to file. I said, they deleted the official record. I said, that's tampering with evidence. Those are the official transcripts. I said, this is obstruction of justice. I need to be able to file my appeal. And this is fucking me. I didn't get a fair fucking shake. All right. You violated my fucking rights. Fuck you. If anybody wants to know why I feel the way I feel about Colorado, this is why. Versus, and then the only thing that judge did right was denied when she literally filed paperwork to say that I violated the protection order, which she wanted me to go to jail for. They were requesting jail time, at least 30 days. And when they couldn't get that, then they started making up all of this shit that I was poisoning dogs with, fentanyl and X and whatever the fuck those drugs are. I don't know. I've never done a drug in my life. But then she had her fucking, the guy that she was having an affair with, who ran her channel and was like abusive to women. I let this girl come and talk about her experience on my platform. And Jesus Christ. So I got this guy driving or flying literally to Ohio to file with the Columbus Police Department and try to get me for voyeurism, try to get me for, what was it? Dissemination of like dick pics. And I said, you do know who I'm dating, right? What the fuck are you talking about? And then the cop realized, yeah, this probably isn't going to fly. We can't say voyeurism. She's not sitting around looking at dick pics. Like, hello. And then they were working with my ex to try to have me lose custody and got them to file paperwork so that I would lose my parental rights. So, fuck you, Lauren, for what the fuck you did. And you spread that shit to 200,000 motherfucking people. You ain't shit. This is all lies. And you're exploiting the statute. And you can literally sit and spin. And this was so wrong. So wrong. And it's a slap in the face to people that actually need the statute in place. She doesn't give a fuck. Truth train's coming, Lauren. I see that you try to get in front of it. It's not going to work, though, because the truth, just like Vanessa Walsh's, the truth, give a fuck about your narrative. Your narrative shit. The truth, though, the truth is, I hope that Lori Daybell, whatever the fuck, Vallow Daybell, doesn't get a new trial because of you.
Because you don't like it when people tell the truth about your vicious, unethical, dishonest, and unkind behavior. You're running scared because you're afraid that the 317,000 people who support your way of life might finally learn the truth about you, and you might lose your cushy lifestyle. You are a middle school mean girl in an overfilled, Botox grown woman's body. Grow up. There's an old adage that says, if you come for the king, you better not miss.
Fuck yeah, that's my thing. You come for me, you better not fucking miss. You come for me, fuck, you better hope I can't fucking move. You come for the king, whoo-hoo! You come for the queen.
When you start weaponizing the law to destroy your competition, you better be right, because
This is why when I saw this, I was like, I want this firecracker. Honey, Lori, you have a place here. I would love to hear and talk to you about the Constitution and freedom of speech and people that try to shut us up.
There are a lot of us out there who actually know and understand the law.
So I do like Botox. Although I think I need, am I okay? But I have none in my body. I don't know what she's talking about. I didn't send out.
Dude, what? And I got to end on that note. Wow. That needs a reality check right there. Wow. I do love Botox, but I don't have any in my body. Wow.
Her manuscript ever. That wasn't a thing. And I certainly didn't call the police with her or a random person that allegedly sent her an email.
And I will say this then you two, if you're truly being truthful right here, you both are getting trolled by the same people and they want this. That's why you have to have your inner circle. There is no circle. Okay. There is no circle. Not with the internet.
But I think this is just a good example of how incessant it is. It's been going on for months, guys. Months. I don't know like where she's getting this info, where she's resurfacing with all of this. And it's like unending. And it's like she finishes talking to one person and she finds someone else willing to listen and tells them. And then actually, like I said, ask this woman to be a witness at this stalking injunction. I just want this person, this stalker, to go away. And
why in the world then would you make a 9-hour live? That is the opposite. I mean, isn't your husband like a psychologist? This is what somebody would tell you not to do if that's your goal. Do you understand that?
People are hearing things because this is a whisper campaign.
Nobody knew anything.
It is not true. Look for evidence.
Okay.
And in my
a whisper campaign, that's the same thing that fucking Vanessa said. I'm hearing these little whispers, and the judge is like, whispers? You're really not hearing whispers, are you? You see this shit?
Afraid about my business. She said, I'm worried about my business and losing my followers and my Kush lifestyle. Kush lifestyle, no. My business, yeah. My heart and soul has built this business with my husband. It's our family livelihood and for my little boy. And
yeah, and that's why you just need to do it. Just do that. Ignore. So somebody made a video about it. How are you even seeing it? You ignore it. Who cares? Who cares? That's why I know that this is not what it's about. It's about what the bigger boom is coming. The bigger boom is coming. And that's what this whole big text was before. And I was like, and so this is the end actually where she wrote this. And I'm like, what the fuck? Where is that one? It's like, I think it's in black. There he goes.
God. I just think from the messages I've seen, I would prepare for something publicly at this point. I don't know how or when. I just tell people I don't want to know what's happening. So that way I can truly say I have no clue. There are a lot of people that are really, 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 really pissed off right now. And that's really all I know. People are mad. I would say brace yourself based on a few things that I have heard here and there. Something this person back, the stopper back. And I say, I blocked you because I'm tired of being harassed and threatened by others who are misinformed and illegally sharing and taking private chats out of context. The only coward in this conversation is the one who is unable to acknowledge any wrongdoing whatsoever. So who is starting fires? And then I share again, who is starting fires? Here it is. Now, this is a creator that Grayson called, and this is verbatim from them for stuff here and there. End quote. I had no idea what that meant. And so I decided to call the police because at that point, I am fearful for my safety with such a vague threat. And the police, are you recording me? Please do. And please. So that was the first one. Unfortunately, my nervousness, it ended. Moderator and someone who attended words written on your public account with a request you don't publicly defame me and sharing that it hurts me in no way rewrites history or disregards what I have apologized for and owned. And I have owned it. I have a lot to process about myself and my actions. She thanked me for being vulnerable and vulnerable about. But Lauren, I can confidently say that what you're claiming is false. I haven't talked to anyone about our conversation. As for your other request, I think you already know that I'm not the one you need to worry about when it comes to sharing private conversations. In other words, shaming my ex-friends. I'll be honest, receiving a message like this, especially with accusations and threats, really puts salt in the wounds. I didn't expect that from you. Okay.
This is when you don't know who to trust, all the people that are around you. This is what happens. You don't know who to trust. And all the stuff's coming at you, Lauren. And you're like, oh my God, I shared that with so many people. I don't know who the fuck the person is that, you know, gave it to this other person that could be really detrimental, blah, 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 because I shared it with multiple people. So I can't narrow down who the fuck the culprit is and who's betrayed me, right? That's what this is about. This doesn't make any sense, but I cannot believe that you called the cops about this. It doesn't make something about blowing. She's like, I'm going to blow you up. And I was like,
why? Because there's a high profile internationally well-known trial going on. And every day we are reminded that there's to be no recording in all of the courthouse, not just the courtroom, but the courthouse. And that if you are to record in the courthouse, you'll be held in contempt of court. And that there are signs everywhere saying, do not true spy, that in this true crime space, any producers, HTC hires will need to work exclusively for hidden true crime to avoid issues around privacy, sharing content, and information across channels or podcasts, which greatly concerns us. As I have always stated, your desire to work with Redacted is an incredible opportunity. They were going to live stream my family's pain. Oh yeah, and in her declaration, Grayson reminds me, not only is this defamation, in her declaration, in response to my civil stalking charge,
it's not defamation.
Destroyer.
You believe it to be true, it's not. Sorry. I can't believe that she's sharing her husband's messages. What the fuck are you doing? Like, you can make this seem like whatever. Like, I can't even believe this. I can't believe this took 9 hours. Now, imagine that all of this stuff would be subjected to cross-examination. That's what would have happened in the courtroom. Everything that she took 9 hours to show, it's all subjected to cross-examination. There's also, if you want this protective order, you're testifying. There is no, I'm going to call all these other people and I don't have to testify. So all I know is I feel bad. I feel bad because I feel like there was trolling going on in the situation. That's not what people do. But this, like, what I know is coming has nothing to do with trolling. It has to do with integrity. It has to do with how people do their jobs. Okay. It has to do with the stories. It has to do with the truthfulness of things. It has to do with how you're getting sources. What are you doing for sources? So yeah, that's all. I mean, this is just fucking, this isn't how it should be. With that, woo, I just, this is a slap in the face to me. I know that Turboy's been going through some shit or whatever. Yeah. I don't even. I think the chat was the most enlightening for me to see the chat. To see the chat, like, you went out and got a civil stalking injunction because you're scared for your life. But then you decide that I'm not scared anymore, or my being scared and my family's protection is trumped because law and crime wants to stream it. Yeah, that makes no sense. Do you understand that? Absolutely no sense. And for nobody in that audience of 10,000 subscribers or whoever the fuck was in there to not say those words was truly eye-opening for me. It's like, I don't want people in the chat, just because you're a member or a sub of my channel, to agree with everything that I do and say. In fact, I kind of like it when people don't agree, because then I get to highlight them and say, like, hey, I want to know why you think that. So whenever I like hit the button to say, like, hey, and I highlight you, it's never a bad thing. Let's say, like, unless you're trolling and I make a fucking example out of you. But you know what I mean? I value you, and I want to hear what you have to say about it. Like, because maybe it'll open my eyes to something. Oh, you know what? I didn't think about that. Or, you know what? That's interesting. Let me take a look at that. You know? But when someone just says, like, they're not their reasoning, but just however they, like, whatever it may be, like, oh, I think so-and-so's guilty. Oh, I think Scott Peterson's guilty. That comment does nothing for anybody. You writing and giving me like, hey, do you know about this? Blah, blah, blah. So, yeah. Unless I say 60,000 calories. Yes. Oh yeah. Speaking of which, so tomorrow's show, we're giving away for Fangirl Friday. It's we're doing subs or members in the morning with the contest. There's 3 qualifications. We are looking for people that to play and compete that you have a child, okay? Because you're winning a pizza party and Roblox. And I have a special co-host. We don't have school tomorrow. So the competition's called Why You So Judgy? And you're going to see what you have to do. And I wanted at least 1 or 2 moderators to play as well. But you're going to go up against the other competitors. There's 3 Roblox questions. So Jax has the pleasure of asking these Roblox questions. So if you don't want to have your kid on, just have them by you, and then that way they can hear the question and they can participate. You don't have to put them on the screen or anything like that. It's promoting Friday nights for family nights. You know, that's why we're giving away a pizza party plus some Roblox. I know that technology pulls us away from doing things like board game night and spending time with the family. So we want to promote having a family night. So we're buying, you know, you can win your $50 gift card for your pizza party, and then it's $20 in Roblox. Even if you lose and you're one of the losing contestants, we're still giving away the Roblox to the kids. So it's worth coming for Friday, Fangirl Friday tomorrow morning, the Friday show. So every Friday, the morning show, it's called Fangirl Fridays. So try to give back to the members, try to give back to the subs. I wanted to incorporate something, and Friday mornings is, I think, going to be great. This is our 4th one, and it's an hour and like 15-minute show. And it hits like on whatever was going on in the true crime week, plus a little bit of like entertainment. Or if like there's a holiday going on, like I have a little segment for Halloween. Wait till you see this. There's a house that literally has the most wildest decorations this year. Their house looks like it's literally lighting and it's lit on fire. And the community, people are driving by and they're calling the fire department because they think that the house is literally burning. So it's an interesting story. So I'm going to show you guys that. So yeah, but Fridays, Friday mornings, 9:00. So come on out. It's 9 a.m. Eastern Standard. I know people are all over. So if you're on the West Coast, it's kind of early, but yeah, best of luck to all the people that are involved in this stuff with the hidden true crime stuff. I think that if there was a way that y'all can sit down with these lawyers and end this shit, I would strongly stipulate. I would not be people like, if we can't find a way to stipulate, because I just don't think it's going to end well. And I call it as I see it. I would have killed for long crime, like I said. Shit, man. Hey, long crime, if you still want to do it, let me know. Let's put some people on blast. Yeah, no. There's people that are being drugged in on this that are actually mainstream media producers. So I don't think this is going away. I'm telling you guys, this was a page out of Vanessa Walsh's book, and I went back and forth all morning if I was going to speak on this, and I was like, fuck it, I have to. I am who I am. Yay, Sarah. Yes, come. Awesome. Thank you so much there. Band Girl Friday, we have to go to Mammoth Caves for fall break. I bet you're going to have a blast. You have to hang out though. I think our son, yes. 9? Yeah. 9, Busta Rhyme. Mr. Jax, 9. All right, guys, thank you so much. Be kind to one another, and no reason to lie. Saw a lot of gaslighting here. And then, yes, please, if anybody knows Lori, I would love to have Lori on the channel. I think she's an awesome firecracker, and I think I got to hear this one more time before I end, because if this doesn't pump somebody up, man, think about like your mom waking up on like a Friday morning.
A year
and being like, listen, you're going to go in that school and you're going to forget them bullies, and you are going to do blah, blah, blah. And if they try to do something to you, you finish it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, we don't start shit, we end it in this family.
Her legal expert. I liked doing it, and I thought we had become friends.
So did I.
However, when some of her early followers started saying that they only tuned in to hear my legal analysis, she decided to end our association.
That's not why I decided. If everybody was tuning in for her legal analysis, why would I end our association? I would keep her because I care about heinous crime.
It was her right, and I said nothing about it. When people asked me why I was no longer on her channel, I either didn't answer or I suggested that they ask her directly. For 3 years, I stayed quiet, took the high road, and kept keeping on.
There really wasn't a big reason. There really wasn't.
I wrote a book about a true crime case.
Yeah,
in early 2024, this creator somehow got a copy of an early version of my manuscript. And unbeknownst to me, and without my permission, she distributed my copyrighted material to her followers.
No, I did not. And I have to say, it's quite rich to do a video about defamation while defaming me.
She gloated to friends about how she was undercutting my future success.
No, I didn't.
She also began contacting my publisher, bombarding them with demands and claiming that I had plagiarized her materials, trying to interfere with my business relationship with my publisher.
I did not bombard them. I did write them once.
Then in May of 2020,
and her publisher then wrote me accusing me of doing this thing that I've proven I haven't.
Before, someone sent me a copy of the email she sent out to followers with my manuscript attached. The person said they want.
If that's my fact checker that did that, then okay. I don't know who would have done that. I told you, I've been very clear and very honest. I told you guys, all of you, who I have sent this book manuscript to, and nobody else.
Wanted me to know because they didn't think it was right. And when the creator found out, she immediately called the police to report that the person who'd sent me the email was the culprit.
I have no idea what she is talking about. I have never called the police about her or some random person that allegedly, supposedly sent her an email. I have no clue.
Okay, you guys, I said this is going to be the last thing. I can't. I have to show you one last thing. There is something that I have to show you. This is unbelievable. Okay, you guys we've all seen Amber Heard. These responses to these clips is exactly what Amber Heard did with Johnny Depp's attorney. I mean, this is just right here. Here it is. It's I can't even believe how much it's just like, whoa.
Mr. Depp hasn't looked at you once this entire trial, has he?
Not that I've noticed, no.
You've looked at him, though, many times, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
You know exactly why Mr. Depp won't look back at you, don't you?
I do.
He promised you you would never see his eyes again. Isn't that true?
I don't recall if he said that.
One of the last times you ever saw Mr. Depp was when you met him in San Francisco in July 2016, right?
That was the second to last time I saw him, yes.
And this was after you had publicly accused him of domestic violence.
I got my restraining order before that, yes. Mm-hmm.
And this is after you had obtained the domestic violence restraining order against him.
That's correct.
Let's please play Plaintiff's Exhibit 1229. For the record, it's at 1101 through 1209. I'm going to ask that it be admitted into evidence.
Any objection to 1229? 122.
Yes, please stop me.
This is after you publicly accused him of domestic abuse.
Yes, and got my TRO.
And he tells you you will not see my eyes again, doesn't he?
Yes, he does in that recording.
And he kept that promise, hasn't he?
As far as I know, he cannot look at me.
He won't look at you, right, Mr. Reed?
He can't.
One of the first questions your counsel asked you on direct is, why are you here? Do you remember that?
I do.
Let's please play Plaintiff's Exhibit 357A, which is already in evidence, Your Honor. And for the record, it's 2122 through 2140.
I do.
And see what the jury and judge think. Tell the world, Johnny. Tell them, Johnny Depp. I'm a victim too of domestic violence, and yes. It's a fair fight to see how many people believe or side with you.
And you said to Mr. Depp, quote, "You can tell You can please tell people that it was a fair fight and see what the jury and the judge think. Tell the world, Johnny. Tell them, Johnny Depp, I, Johnny Depp, a man, a victim too of domestic violence, end quote. That's what you said, right?
I was saying it to the man who beat me up, yes. I thought it was preposterous.
And the man you beat up numerous times. Right, Ms. Heard?
I could never hurt Johnny.
You're here in this courtroom because Mr. Depp finally told the world that he's a victim of domestic violence.
I know that he is suing me and has sued other people or corporations that have said that as well.
You didn't think he would tell the world he was a victim of domestic violence, did you?
I found it hard to believe that he could or that he would do that, considering the relationship he and I had. I thought it would be crazy for him to do so, knowing what I know we lived through.
Or, as you said to him in that recording, who was going to believe that Johnny Depp, a man, is a victim of domestic violence, right?
With all due respect, I wasn't saying it because he's a man. I was saying it because he was the man who beat me up for 5 years.
Mr. Depp is your victim, isn't he?
No, ma'am.
And once he left you, you continued to abuse him publicly by calling him an abuser, didn't you?
He is an abuser, and you can look either of us up online and figure out who's being abused online.
So Mr. Depp hit you in the face.
Okay. So listen to it's everything, the cadence, it's all of it. And then I go back to this and I'm like, this is wild.
This creator claimed that that person had hacked her computer to send out my book.
No clue.
This is this creator's MO.
No clue.
When they realize that they've screwed up, they lie, they shift attention, they weaponize the police, and she plays the victim. During CrimeCon this year, she swore out a stalking order against one of her former friends, who's also a true crime creator. As a result, that person was unable to attend the event she'd paid for,
She's not.
and at one point was humiliated by being escorted out of the hotel by bar police. The hearing for that stalking order was started, and it then continued until October. In the meantime, the judge told the complaining creator that it is not stalking just because someone says mean things about her. This creator is not a victim. Her followers are. The people who believe she is a lovely person with a heart for crime victims are the real victims. The real victims are the victims of the crime victims who trusted her while she said vile things about them behind their back.
Not true. Stop with this narrative. This is a smear campaign.
The people who are on fixed incomes who still find a way to send her a few dollars every month, they're the victims. So, ma'am, it's not defamation if it's true. And it's not stalking just because you don't like it when people tell the truth about your vicious, unethical, dishonest, and unkind behavior. You're running scared because you're afraid that the 317,000 people who support your way of life might finally learn the truth about you, and you might lose your cushy lifestyle. You are a middle school mean girl in an overfilled, Botox grown woman's body. Grow up. There's an old adage that says, if you come for the king, you better not miss. When you start weaponizing the law to destroy your competition, you better be right, because there are a lot of us out there who actually know and understand the law.
So I do like Botox, although I think I need, am I okay? But I have none in my body. I don't know what she's talking about.
I don't know what she's talking about. I don't know what she's talking about.
I didn't send out her manuscript ever. That wasn't a thing. And I certainly didn't call the police with her or a random person that allegedly sent her an email.
I think that'd be so easy to prove, the whole police thing. There's police reports.
But I think this is just a good example of how incessant it is. It's been going on for months, guys. Months. I don't know, like, where she's getting this info. Where
months? What's been going on for months?
Where she's resurfacing with all of this, and it's like unending. And it's like she finishes talking to one.
I've never heard of this woman before, ever. But I also didn't watch, her channel.
Person, and she finds someone else wanting to listen. And
I didn't even know who the stalker was, and I did not know that at the hearing that happened 2 weeks ago, I knew one of the. I knew of both of the people that testified on behalf of the respondent, because the petitioner here was not prepared and not ready to go to trial, because she wanted a whole. She told her lawyer that she wanted an 8-hour day. Okay, the judge set it for an hour. Susan Hendricks filled out a fucking declaration for help. I can't even. What? Why would you ever put your name in this?
Them and then actually, like I said, ask this woman to be a witness at the stalking injunction. I just want this person, this stalker, to go away. And if people are hearing things, because this is a whisper campaign, it is not true. Look for evidence. And am I afraid about my business? She said I'm worried about my business and losing my followers and my cush lifestyle. Cush lifestyle, no. My business, yeah. My heart and soul has built this business with my husband. It's our family livelihood and for my little boy. And I'm proud. And I believe that we bring something different and that we bring something good to the true crime community. And I don't want to lose that. And I also...
Well, this is not going to age well. Oh my God. On that note, I'm out. People are in for a rude awakening. Holy shit. Nobody even knows. All right, guys, we'll see you on the flip side. Wow.